Are you ready to grow your company to 8 figures? In this show, we give you real tactical advice from real 8-figure entrepreneurs. Welcome to the Scaling Secrets Podcast.
And boom, we're back for another episode of the Scaling Secrets Podcast, sponsored by Otter PR. My guest today needs no introduction. Dr. Jay Feldman, how are you, brother?
Doing well, Justin. Thank you for having me. I'm excited for our discussion today. It's a very common topic as a PR agency owner. Everyone's trying to build some authority on social media. So we're going to be discussing buying followers on Instagram.
Yeah. So tell people a little bit more about what we're going to talk about today.
So Instagram, growing your following, building your engagement. There's a few different reasons why you do such a thing. And people come to us all the time asking if we can help them buy followers, grow their account, get engagement, essentially for social proof, to build their authority. Everyone wants all the followers for the clout.
Yep.
And sometimes it's actually a good idea, despite what a lot of the experts will say. So I'd like to dive into when it's a good idea and what the potential pros and cons are. What are the drawbacks?
All right, cool. So let's talk about that. We'll talk about buying real followers, targeted followers, fake followers, bots, etc. Right? So let's talk about fake followers. Oh, well, first, is it good to buy fake followers?
It's a good place to start.
Okay.
And when you're deciding whether or not to pay for followers, it's really going to be in one of two buckets. Either you want the long-term life of your account to be healthy, you want people to see your content, you want to grow, and you actually want to use this to generate sales leads.
Yeah.
Or you want to build a follower base really quickly for social proof.
Yes.
If you're going to create high quality content and invest a lot of time in your content, I would not recommend somebody buy followers. If you want the social proof really quickly and you don't plan on creating consistent high quality content, at that point it might be a good idea to buy the followers just for the social proof, for the stamp. People will come to the account and think that you are a legitimate business,
Right.
That's built a following, and they're more likely to click, follow, scroll through your account.
So let's say you want to use your Instagram to acquire clients. And so in that case, you said it's not good to buy fake followers like bots, right? What happens if you do buy bots and that's your objective?
If your objective is to use social media to acquire clients, you want potential leads to actually see and engage with your content, then buying followers is poison. So the reason why is, say you have 5,000 followers on Instagram and you buy 10,000 fake followers, or do a loop giveaway and get 10,000 followers that way. Now you have 15,000 followers that will not see your content, and if they do see it, they're not interested because you paid for them.
Or they're not real.
Or they're not, exactly. Or they're not real, they're not going to see it anyways.
Yeah.
Now you make a post, and 2/3 of your followers don't see your content. Instagram sees that, and they say, wow, nobody's engaging, nobody's liking, nobody's viewing. This must not be an important post. So you've got a long way to climb out of to get that post to rank and for the algorithm to say this is an important post. So for that reason alone, by statistics, by numbers, you're going to have a really hard time generating impressions with your content.
Do you think it would be a good strategy for the long term? Not a quick way to acquire money, right? Like not if you want to get clients this year. But do you think a good idea would be, let's say you buy 100,000 fake followers, but in reality, you only have about 2,000 to 5,000 real followers. And then, yes, the algorithm suppresses your content. So you're getting, now you used to get, 400 likes on a post. Now you're getting 70 likes on a post, right? So there's obviously some type of suppression. But can you get out of that hole? Can you pull the resurrection and maybe in 3 years, you don't buy any followers and you do provide good content and you have real people following you now, and maybe more people are following you now that you know in person when you send them your Instagram account, and then they see the follower and oh, you have 100,000 followers. This guy or girl must be important. Can you get out of that, or are you kind of blacklisted forever?
So yes, you can absolutely get out of it, but it's going to be a harder ride out. So if you have 100,000 followers, most of them are fake, and you want to increase your engagement, and you spend years building legitimate following. Maybe you're doing promo posts on other big accounts, driving traffic to your account, networking, and now you have 100,000 more people, so you have 200,000 followers that actually know you, like you, and want to see your content. Instagram knows that. Instagram knows that if that person likes and comments every time that you post and they go to your account and they're scrolling and they're engaging, it's going to keep showing them your content. So the longer that you push and the more followers that you build that are actually genuinely engaged with your content, yes, Instagram knows that and they'll promote that content.
Do they do it just based on like who likes and who has a past history of liking or commenting on your post, or is it like a ratio, like 100,000 followers to the amount of people liking?
So there's a couple different ways that Instagram will show your content to people.
Yeah.
So yes, it knows who is engaging with your content, who wants to see more of what you're doing,
Right.
and it will show it to them. Then there's the question of who else is it showing it to? Like, where are you appearing in hashtag searches?
Yeah.
Now they do a lot of suggested content.
Mm.
When you have a bunch of fake followers, it's really hard to land on those pages.
Right.
So it's going to stunt your growth a lot. So in order to climb out of that, you do need to build a dedicated follower base. But once you have it and Instagram sees, wow, there's all those people saving and sharing this guy's post. This must be interesting. Let's show it to people similar to them. So the longer that you're in it and building a legitimate follower base, the better chance that you're going to have.
So you can't get out of it.
You can get out of it.
What's a realistic timeline for someone to actually do the fake stuff, but then become legit? 2, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years?
Man, I talk to any new content creators, and this is relevant for myself too, is if you go into it with an expectation of 1 month from now, I'm going to have massive follower base, a ton of engagement, you're going to be really disappointed and you're going to quit.
Right.
So realistically, I'd say don't expect any result for at least a year. That's not to say you're not going to have a result for a year, but go into it with the expectation that I'm going to create content consistently and work on becoming a better content creator for at least a year. And then I'm going to assess whether or not this is worth my time and my money.
And it sounds like a good strategy for the long term. A lot of people like quick fixes, but for the long term, it's not bad, you know? Because how long would it take you if you only have 2,000 real followers? How long would it take you to have some type of social proof, right? So it kind of makes a lot of sense to get a bunch of fake followers and then tell yourself, hey, this is going to take 3 years. So I'm not going to be popular in 2 years, but I'll have that, you know, the initial status and prestige, right? But then 3 years later, I'll be legit. It sounds like a better strategy than organic. What's the counter argument to that? Why would someone want to just do organic, but they only have 2,000 organic followers? You know, how long would it take someone like that to get to 100,000?
So here's my counter argument, and you've probably noticed this as well as an Instagram user, that over the past maybe 5 years, no one really looks at follower count anymore. They look at engagement. So I would much rather collaborate with a creator who has 5,000 followers and 100 comments on each post and 10,000 real views than I would somebody, and you see this all the time, with over 100,000 followers and hundreds of views on the reels and no comments. I think the real social proof, the real clout now is in engagement. And I think it's easier to grow as a smaller account with high engagement and good quality content than it is a big creator with hundreds of thousands of followers and not a lot of engagement.
Can you pay for that though? Can't people, if you're paying for followers, can't you pay for likes and comments? Will Instagram know and blacklist you?
No, you can absolutely pay for engagement. You can pay for likes. You can pay for comments, even from verified accounts.
Yeah.
But here's the catch. And this goes back to where we started. If you care about driving leads, people who are interested in reviewing your content, then you're going to have to create content consistently. If you're paying for engagement on posts every single day, that's just going to be a waste of your money. You're going to be burning your money. It's not going to be worth the investment. But yeah, if you want the social proof, and you want to pay for 1 million followers and post once every 2 weeks and pay for engagement on those posts once every 2 weeks, and you can pump that engagement all the way up, then yeah, it's going to look good. People will see it. You will absolutely have the social proof.
That will open up other opportunities. But I think I know some people that they paid for followers, but they also paid for likes and comments, and they got shut down for a couple of days. So they had like a break period. So that must mess with the algorithm, right?
Yeah, and if you're caught doing anything suspicious and they flag you, that can be with you for a long time.
Yeah.
So obviously buying engagement is against their terms. I would say in general, not to say it's safe not to encourage it, I would absolutely not encourage it.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're caught, not only are they going to punish you organically, I mean, the algorithm knows if you buy engagement, they're going to suppress your content.
Yep. But
stuff like that can always happen. That's always a possibility.
Right. What about being verified? If you get blacklisted, do they, even if you are qualified to be verified, will they basically say, yeah, well, maybe he has the press or she has the press, but he has flags, so no.
Yeah,
Does that matter?
it's a big factor. When we're applying for verification, they will absolutely look at any flags on your account, and they know if your followers are fake or not.
Yeah.
So if you're applying for verification with a ton of fake followers and fake engagement, or even your comments are off,
Yeah.
your chances are slim.
I've seen some people though that I go through their followers and I'll go through their likes, and you can obviously tell they're bots and they have 1 million followers, but they're all bots and they're still verified. So like Instagram must know, does that person just have amazing press so it doesn't matter?
There's exceptions to everything, right? And when you're applying for verification, there's a lot of factors at play, and we want to control as many of those levers as possible. One of them is organic followers, organic engagement. Are there people who are verified with lots of fake followers and engagement? Of course.
Yeah.
Were they verified before they bought all the followers and fake engagement? Maybe. Do they have an inside contact that pulled the switch for them? Maybe. Again, there's always exceptions.
Right, right.
But we want to control as many factors as we possibly can.
Gotcha. So it's not a make or break. Like you can have fake followers and still not like tarnish your account from being verified in the future.
If the goal is verification, yes, you can do it with fake followers.
Right. Gotcha. Interesting. What are other pros and cons to doing both on each side of the extreme? That's something that maybe is not like a very popular comment or opinion that people should be aware about.
So I would say one of the main reasons to buy fake followers, and this is going to be contrary to a lot of stuff online, is if you're a brand and the best use of your time and resources is not creating good content, or maybe you're in a category that's not very interesting, maybe you're a lighting or a flooring company.
Pretty boring.
An Instagram account is like a business card, and you want people to be able to tag you. You want them to be proud to tag you. And you want them to, when they hit your Instagram account, to have a really attractive business card. So if you're not going to be investing in daily, really good content that you really want to drive impressions to, it might be worth it to, when someone hits your Instagram account, see lots of followers, see lots of engagement, see a really well done profile picture and bio. That person who owns the flooring company it might be worthwhile to them to buy 20, 30,000 followers, throw a little bit of engagement on their recent posts. But for people who are content creators, I would never say it's a good idea.
Interesting. So you kind of shy away from get a bunch of fake followers, get the clout, and then take a couple of years to basically like recharge your account.
Yeah, and this is coming from somebody who's been in the social media game for a long time. I was a very viral medical school influencer.
Yep.
And then I went into a period where I was in residency. I couldn't really make content anymore. And I started to lose followers. So I bought some through a celebrity giveaway, saw the damage that did to my account.
Well, yeah, let's talk about that. What happened with your own account and your experience, and you're verified, what's your experience, and what would you tell the next person? Like, hey, listen, if you do it, beware.
Beware, and they'll try and sell it to you as these are real followers.
They're not.
It's not going to affect your engagement. The problem is they are, but they're following you, but without looking at your profile, without looking at your content, and without being interested in what it is that you're doing. So they might as well be fake. Especially.
So that matters.
Yeah, it matters.
Interesting.
And it's going to have that same effect that we talked about earlier. It's going to suppress your content because now less people that are following you are interested in your stuff. And when Instagram tests your content with a new post, they test it to your followers first and see how they respond. If they test it to your 2,000 followers and 1,000 of them like that post, you better believe the other 1,000 are going to get that post. They're going to see it. If you have 100,000 followers and 100 of them like your post, the chances that Instagram is going to show that post to the rest of the 99,000 people following your account are very, very low.
That's so interesting. So what did you experience with that? Did it hurt your account?
I experienced a significant decline in engagement relatively quickly. And I think there was a few factors for that. One, my niche. Most of my audience was built following me for medical school content. I was no longer giving that to them. So they were uninterested in my new content.
Yep.
Test bad in the algorithm. The rest of the audience doesn't see that post.
And it gets suppressed.
Right.
Did you bounce back?
Starting to. So I did another big pivot. Now I'm doing just business content, just high-level business and marketing. So again, most of my audience was built in the medical field. They probably are not going to be interested in high-level business and marketing content. So I have to start creating really high, good quality content, collaborating with other people
Right.
in my niche. And over time, we're going to see that build.
Awesome. Jay, I could talk to you for hours. How do people reach out to you, get to know you better, want to send you a message?
So right now, offering free one-on-one mentorship. If you DM me at Dr. J Feldman at my personal Instagram account, as supplies last, I don't imagine that's going to last forever.
We're running out of supplies.
And if you're interested in working with our PR firm, otterpr.com, at otterpr is a great way to reach us. We do really incredible work for companies doing over $1 million per year. Check it out.
All right. From Dr. J to Justin, from Justin to Jay, this is the Scaling Secrets podcast, sponsored by Otter PR, and we're out. See you guys.